Steeler Nation, there will be no intro. There will be no Troy intro of the Steeler Culture Podcast because I feel like it is just not earned. It is just not deserved.
Let's be honest. There's no point, dude. There's no point for an intro. Let's just be front. Let's be, just upfront about everything here. The Steelers lost today to the Kansas City Chiefs, 29-10. We're here to talk about it. We're here to discuss the game and the state of the Pittsburgh Steelers right now, since they've lost 3 straight.
But real quick, powered by our great friends over at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, is this review here of the Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs matchup, in which the Steelers and the Chiefs played on a short week on Christmas Day, and the Pittsburgh Steelers basically got their ass handed to them, 29-10, as the Steelers have lost now 3 straight, and in 3 straight devastating fashions.
Icy Rhodes has been a member for 16 months, says we are 29th in total defense. Fire Austin.
Shout out to Icy Rhodes.
I agree. Fire Austin, but will it really make that much of a difference? I don't think it's Austin entirely. I do not. It's all a portion of things, man. But before we get into all that, I want to thank the sponsor of today's live stream. Huge shout out to BetUS Sportsbook and Casino for sponsoring with us on this live stream, man. They have live wagering on all major sports. Ravens and Texans. You see the score right now. The Ravens are actually in the lead right now. 10-2. That's a hilarious score. As a matter of fact, the Ravens, if they win, they do not clinch the division, but all they would need next week is a win versus the Browns, who are starting Dorian Thompson-Robinson at quarterback, which means we would need the Browns to beat the Ravens, and we would need the Bengals to be first place. The Ravens have all the chance in the world to take first place, man. They really do. They have live wagering on all major sports here. The Ravens are up front with the Texans. They have all of the remaining Week 17 matchups here. They got the Seahawks and the Bears tomorrow. We got 3 Saturday games, plus the Sunday games, and even a Monday night game. Week 17 started today, and there's a plethora of football in just a short amount of time, man. We get early football this week, which is very exciting. You guys want to place any wagers throughout the week to make up for the mood that the fact that Steelers have lost the last 3 weeks, feel free to do so with BetUS. They also have the prop order you guys can use. If you guys are looking for new sportsbook for the end of the season, shout out to BetUS. They have a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000, and 125% on your next 2 deposits when you use the promo code YouTube150 when signing up at BetUS.com. Huge shout out to our great friends for sponsoring with us for this entire season, man, and on this live stream. Just please gamble responsibly. Now that that's out the way. Yeah, Icy Rhodes. I don't think firing Austin isn't going to do much of a difference because, let's be honest, man, there's only one reason why Terrell Austin got the job. Because he was the secondary coach prior to being the defensive coordinator. He was promoted. It was another in-house promotion, again, for the DC job. Tomlin is the one that runs the defense. Tomlin is the one that's ran the defense. Tomlin is just running the defense. And we don't need nobody to tell us that. I mean, Keith Butler kind of admitted it when he retired, didn't he? He admitted that, yeah, I wish I had some input. I wish I called some games as defensive coordinator. Barber, already.
Well, the 199 flat out says it. Hey, guys, we suck at football.
We suck at beating good teams, dude. We suck at obtaining any substance towards the end of the season. The Steelers, man, I got a unbelievable stat for you guys, man. In regards to the Steelers and this collapse that they're having, according to Jerry Dulac on Twitter, or X, it was the 4th time in the past 6 years the Steelers have lost 3 consecutive games in December, and the 5th time in the past 7 years they have lost 3 in a row after Thanksgiving. Now, yes, I know the Steelers had 3 games in 10 days. They had the Eagles, they had the Ravens, and the Chiefs. That's an impossible schedule. But good teams beat good teams. You can't win at least one of those games?
Despite how the schedule turns out, despite the injuries that they have dealt with, by the way, the Steelers got basically healthy in this game. They basically got the majority of their impactful starters back in George Pickens, DeShon, Elliott, Larry Ogunjobi. They even had Dante Jackson in this game. They even had some starters in here, and it made no lick of a difference.
None. And that's the thing. I feel like a fool. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I feel like an absolute fool because I gave this team the benefit of the doubt. In the preview we did, I gave this team the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying to think to myself, you know what? This team is different. And in some senses, I still believe that. But with performances like this...
No, I'm sorry,
listen,
dude.
Listen.
That's out the window. That's out the window for me.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, with performances like that, I'm starting to not believe that anymore.
Okay, then. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I tried to give this team the benefit of the doubt. I feel like a fool because I thought maybe the Steelers were going to make things different this time around. They didn't. And thus, it was the exact same result we've seen in years past. The same old Steelers. And what a lot of people expected heading into this game became reality.
Yeah. I mean, I said in the preview, if anything, because in the end, I never expected to win. I didn't.
I didn't either. But that doesn't
then,
mean they can't go into this game and try to challenge the Chiefs when they were healthy, because they challenged the Eagles. They challenged the Ravens up until turnovers. And in a sense today, they kind of did the same thing, but they got healthier. And in my opinion, this was one of the worst games that we've witnessed all season.
It was the worst game we witnessed all season.
They got healthier, and they still lost by 3 scores. In fact, all 3 of their recent losses, they have lost by 2 or more scores.
The same fashion. There's
Steelers,
no difference. There's no difference when you look at the previous losses that we just sustained. The 3 straight losses are basically in the same predicament, the same way, same outcome.
It's the same game for the past 3 weeks where they get behind and then they kind of have a chance of coming back. They kind of keep it close with the offense towards the end of the first half and a little bit into the second half, and then turnovers ruin everything. The Chiefs or whatever team we're facing capitalizes. They get points off turnovers, and then when it comes to a certain deficit, the Steelers can't come back, and when they're at a certain point, like a 4th and 2 earlier, they punt it. It's the same thing for the last 3 weeks, and personally, it's been the same thing for the last going on 7 years now.
Way too long. Way too long for the Pittsburgh Steelers, of that matter. I stated in the preview, at least come out there and just swing. Just be competitive, take them to the limit, showcase to the NFL. Even in loss, we took probably the best team in the AFC to the fucking limit. Because if the Panthers and Bryce Young could take the Chiefs to the limit, if Aiden O'Connell and the Raiders could take the Chiefs to the limit, then you're probably thinking, man, the Steelers with Russell Wilson and the team that they have, the talent that they possess, and Mike Tomlin leading the charge as the head coach, they can take him to the limit.
But that's why we look like fools now, because we believed that.
No, and I even said, I'm keeping my expectations low. I've because of what has happened in the past, the recent trend of just losing and getting blown out and going one and done in the playoffs. I have taught myself to keep my expectations low, because I have embodied that mentality, that mindset. I hate that I have to do that, but that's just the way that I am. That's the way that I have become as a Steelers fan.
That's the way you've adapted as a fan, because after seeing the same movie for how many years?
Shane Giggles with a 5.
I have been saying at least the last 2 years, Tomlin is a better Jeff Fisher. We are not getting an OC worth a lick until Tomlin is gone. Rooney's fat and happy. I don't disagree. We're not getting any good coordinators up until Tomlin's gone. Tomlin chooses his guys. Tomlin chose Arthur Smith. Is he an upgrade? Yes, but is he the guy? Is he the person that's going to advance this offense any further? No. His personnel usage, his play calling, and what he does for the offense, it's nothing extra. It's not.
No.
It's not. The fact that we have a veteran quarterback helps, but take that away, Arthur Smith is nothing. Literally. Terrell Austin sucks. Terrell Austin needs to go. And they extended this bastard.
Yeah, he's here at least another year.
And no, guys.
They're not going to fire anybody.
And no, guys. Tomlin's not going anywhere because Rooney believes in Tomlin still. And he
was just extended. Tomlin's not going anywhere until maybe 2027, or unless he decides, hey, maybe I want to retire early. But that most likely won't happen.
This entire coaching staff is remaining for the foreseeable future. For at least for next year and probably the year after that.
And I'm already staying there right now. And you can clip this. I don't care. Even with this team, we're going to get the same outcome as we had last year. The way I feel right now after this game, losing 3 straight.
As you wrote with a 5. We've got 2 words for you. We are so cooked. I'm so ready to go 0-1 in the playoffs again. I'm not, but that's the expectation at this point, because why is there any reason to believe that against the 3 teams that the Steelers just lost to, which again they lost in 2 or more scores each of those games, why should the Steelers be taken seriously going into the playoffs when they play against those guys in that fashion in the regular season? You expect the Steelers to be competitive in the playoffs? This was the team to beat. This was the team of the NFL. This is the face of the NFL. And this is how the Steelers go out.
Yep.
And again, it's the same script. It's the same game for the last 3 weeks, and it's been going on for how many years now? But these 3 weeks specifically, the offense starts too slow. The offense only had 1 yard in the first 11 minutes. You know what that's reminiscent of? 2 yards versus the Eagles in the first quarter. It's the same shit, dude. The same game. It's the same game for the last 3 weeks. The offense starts too slow. The defense lets up early. They got to play behind. The defense makes a play or two. The offense gets a score. They keep it close. And then the offense can't keep a hold of the ball. They can't protect the football. And then the defense, they can't stop anything consistently whatsoever.
Barber FM with a $4.99. These super chats are coming in. Barber says, can we make a shirt that says the standard is 10-7, losing the playoffs over and over and over, no adjustments. Oh, yes, run on first down, pass, punt.
That's Arthur Smith for you. I mean, that's the Steelers in a nutshell.
The way I felt last year, I now feel the same. I feel the same right now. I feel the same way for the rest of the season. Even the Bengals game. We got the Bengals next week.
Well, yeah, next year.
Ha.
Fuck me, right?
I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't give a fuck about that game.
Well,
I don't care.
The Steelers still have something to fight for, though. I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt anymore because I tried. I've been there. I thought maybe with this team getting healthier and them making mistakes, maybe they'd come back. Maybe they'd improve with a leader like Russ. And they got healthier, and the mistakes remained, and the defense can't stop nobody. I know they didn't have JPJ, but JPJ isn't clearly the finest corner on the roster right now.
He's not exactly locking the league up. Exactly.
In fact, the defense, they didn't allow exactly 400 yards, but 11 yards short is close enough.
Yeah, just estimated.
For the past 3 games, they've essentially allowed 400 total yards of offense defensively. That's horseshit.
Keep in mind, again, and I like to throw it out there because this is legit. The Steelers are still the highest paid defense. They have the highest paid defense in the National Football League.
And there's communication issues in the secondary.
Communication issues, man. How many times, I mean, you saw me watching the game live. How many times did I point out, even point out to a problem? What was it, a Mark Andrews touchdown last week? I pointed out literally live on the air. Oh, there's communication issues. Happened again. There's miscommunication issues. Constant miscommunication issues with his defense. It's week 17. It is week 17 and we're having miscommunication issues like it's week 1 or week 2.
Makes no sense to me.
What the hell is going on?
Not only that, no one can cover. Everyone's getting blown up. They're allowing too many big plays. Everyone's wide open on the opposing offense. And the front guys can't get pressure.
Still Lee with a 199.
Sign. Fire Terrell Austin / Pat Meyer.
Yeah, I got to put a sign up.
Might as well. I don't think it's going to happen, though. It should.
No, but you want to know what DeShon Elliott, because he actually sounded off after the game.
Electric. With a 199. Ben Johnson, please save us. Pipe dream, I know.
Well, he's getting a head coaching job.
In order to do that, the Steelers would have to fire Tomlin, and that's not happening because Ben Johnson's not lateraling from OC to OC.
No.
He is going to be a head coach next year. If you want that, Tomlin has to go, and that's not happening. That's a pipe dream, yes.
Yeah.
That is a pipe dream, yes.
No, but DeShon Elliott, like I was getting to, he actually sounded off after the game about the defense and the miscommunication issues. He stated that the Chiefs, they made adjustments when they should have. We did not. Guys can't be fucking wide open. He legitimately said they can't be fucking wide open. That's the first thing. Do your job. It's week 18. We shouldn't have these problems in week 18. That's a week 1 or week 2 problem.
And here we are still having communication issues. Guys getting wide open, blown coverage every fucking where. Nate Burleson literally calling a Travis Kelce touchdown before I can even see Kelce on my TV screen.
2 seconds before Mahomes even threw the ball, Burleson's like, oh, Travis Kelce's open in the end zone. That's all I need to hear.
That's all. I didn't even have to see the play. It took 2 seconds until I actually saw the touchdown.
We've got 2 words for you.
Mogul with a 5. At the end of the day, Russ is 6-4 and has looked terrible last 4 games. He has. We'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Rob with a 499.
We've got 2 words for you.
The offensive line was horrible. Couldn't have stopped a nosebleed. The play calling in certain situations was terrible. This has to be fixed. Again, we'll get into all that, but we're going to start with the defense. And I 100% agree with you guys.
Oh, 100%.
I'm glad you guys got that in the atmosphere because you guys are right. The defense, there's blown coverage everywhere. The front 4, the front guys can't get no pressure.
Not consistent. The Steelers didn't get a sack in this game. Not one.
Not one sack.
Not one turnover at that.
Not one sack.
Not one sack, not one turnover, not one stop, nothing.
The Chiefs dominated us, dude. Offensively, they dominated us.
Dude, Mahomes threw for over 300 yards.
They didn't have to run it.
Mahomes doesn't normally have a lot of 300-yard games this season. He got one today and 3 touchdowns.
Barber FN with a 199 says, yeah, Queen said the same shit and nothing changed. No, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change because this is the same mistakes we've seen for years now. I tried to give the team the benefit of the doubt that things would change this time around. And I feel like a fool because I thought things would be different. And here we are again saying same old Steelers.
No, because
they are having a collapse. And yes, the Steelers are 100% frauds.
No, because here's the thing, dude. Earlier in the year, they showcased that they had resiliency, that they can step up, they can learn from their mistakes, they can maintain momentum or get momentum back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They showcased that earlier. But the past 3 games, I don't know what happened.
It's another end of season collapse. This is very reminiscent of 2018, very reminiscent of 2020. It makes no sense to me. And there's a common denominator in all this, and you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. We have given them props all season for the OC change and the quarterback change, and that's the reason why the Steelers are playoff bound. But yes, they're playoff bound, but guess what? They should be AFC North champions by now. They're not because they've lost the last 3 weeks, and we're in a situation where all the Ravens need to do next week, if they continue to beat the Texans currently, all the Ravens have to do is beat the Browns, who are the worst team in the entire division.
They got Dorian Thompson-Robinson at quarterback.
We would literally have to depend on the Browns to beat the Ravens, and we got to hope and pray we beat the Bengals in Week 18 to win the division at this point.
But even then, what does it matter?
Like, how do we have the division in our grasp for, what, 6, 7 weeks at this point?
Dude, we were 10-3.
And we're about to give it up.
We were sitting at 10-3 just 10 days ago. 10 days ago, we were 10-3. Now we are 10-6.
Not even 2 weeks later, bro. Not even
just
2 weeks
completely
later.
let loose of that first place title and potentially, most likely, the division.
It
Even
makes-
if they were to rebound and the Browns pull off a miracle and we beat the Bengals next week, in the end, what does it matter? What does it matter if the Steelers beat the Bengals? What does it matter if the Steelers are AFC North champions? And at that point, it's nothing but another participation trophy, because we know what the outcome is for the playoffs.
If they don't make a playoff push, yeah, it really means nothing. It would be home field advantage. It would secure the 3rd or 4th seed, which is good. But can this team make a playoff push?
Dude, even if they got home field advantage, what does it matter? Last 2 home playoff games we've had were devastating losses at that. So what does it matter? It doesn't matter if we're home or on the road. Obviously, it didn't matter at home here. We got blown out. And you see the Chiefs in the locker room winning Santa suits from Netflix, and fucking Andy Reid dressed up as Santa Claus just berating and celebrating in her own fucking locker room.
Yeah, in our own stadium, bro. That sucks. Travis Kelce, 8 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown. Xavier Worthy, 8 catches, 79 yards, and a touchdown. Justin Watson, 2 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, those 2 catches were just on that, what was it, the second drive?
Yeah. In fact, the Chiefs, first of all, the Steelers started out 3 and out. Go figure. Another slow start. No one's surprised. The Chiefs would respond with 2 straight touchdown drives, putting the Steelers at a 13-0 deficit because the Chiefs missed an extra point.
Yeah, that was due to a penalty because they were pushed back.
And after that Watson touchdown, the Steelers would answer with a deep ball to Pickens, which was really the only thing he really did today.
That was the one moon
He
ball.
had 3 catches for 50 yards, but that one deep catch was for 41. He had 2 catches for 9 yards the rest of the game. What the fuck?
Jesus.
What the fuck? So we got a deep ball to Pickens. Warren, who played his ass off today.
Warren was the player of the game.
Over
no doubt
100
about
yards
it.
of total scrimmage from Warren. He got a first down, and then he should have had a touchdown. We had a Jalen Warren touchdown, except take it back because of a Darnell Washington holding. And then what does Russ do the very next play? He throws an interception in the end zone to Justin Reed. He tried to hit Muth over the middle and completely didn't see 3 white jerseys, 3 Chiefs.
A sea of Chiefs just right there, and he threw it to Justin Reed. That was a terrible decision by Russ. It was a forced pass. It was a big mistake. I don't know what that was about.
Russ and these mistakes and him being unprotective of the football.
I don't know what he was seeing. Obviously, his eye was only on Muth and not any of the defensive guys. It's just like, and keep in mind, that was on a second down play. He didn't have to target the end zone on that second down play, especially if Muth wasn't open or it wasn't one-on-one.
Yeah.
Russ threw that. He wanted a big play, and he forced it, and look what happened. And another thing, man.
Like that first quarter was horrendous. Horrendous.
Awful.
Now, thankfully, in the second quarter, the Steelers defense didn't allow any points. And the Steelers got a touchdown from Russell Wilson. That's the only touchdown they got. A rushing touchdown from Russell Wilson. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. They didn't allow anything in the second quarter. By halftime, it was like a 13-7 deficit, I believe.
Yeah.
And all we got after that was 3 points.
Down with that,
Barbara FM with a 499. Is it bad once they scored the first touchdown? I texted my friend and said the game was over. I gave up. I have zero hope. Just 2 weeks and this shit's over. Yay. Listen, after those 2 touchdowns, yeah, it was going exactly how everyone thought it was. And then the Steelers, they kept it close. Russ got a touchdown. And as a matter of fact, they should have had the lead at some point in this game. They should have at least tied the game if Russ didn't throw a pick or Washington didn't have that holding. They could have been in the lead. They had a touchdown with Warren. It was taken back. Russ made a mistake after. They should have had the lead versus the Chiefs. These offensive mistakes remain. First of all, they start slow. The O-line sucks. Russ is turning the ball over, and they can't get in the end zone. The offense just starts too slow. They got to play catch up, and then they make mistakes because they feel pressured. They got to play catch up. They're panicking. And it was
only when they're down is when they do something, but they show no signs of aggression at all. None.
No, not at all. Russell Wilson got sacked 5 times today. Dan Moore and Broderick Jones had their worst outings of the season.
Dude,
Sayamalo was getting pushed back. The entire and this was without Chris Jones, by the way. Chris Jones didn't play. The O-line was horrendous today. They didn't give no Russ.
Dude, imagine if Chris Jones was playing. If he wasn't hurt. My God. Oh, my Lord.
But they gave Russ no time to work. Russ was making mistakes, and the offense couldn't get anything going. The only thing they could get going was Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren was the player of the game, the player of the offense today. Again, over 100 yards scrimmage total.
Yeah.
Warren's a dog. He needs to have the most reps out of any of our running backs. He is our best running back. Najee had over 70 yards today. The Steelers offensively had over 200 rushing yards. 140 plus between Warren and Najee, and they still lost.
It didn't matter. In the end, it did not matter.
It didn't matter.
And keep in mind, I believe now officially, Najee Harris has over 1,000 yards on the season rushing.
Who cares?
He's in the history books. He is the first Steelers running back ever to have 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
Who cares?
What does it matter?
Who cares?
Good for Najee. Good for him. That's a hell of a stat for Najee. But what does it matter? What does it matter?
Whoop-de-doo. I don't care about stats, man. I care about winning a game and getting a playoff push. And at this stage, I mean, the Steelers are kind of losing that confidence or losing my faith in that happening.
And you know what? You know what hurts in that? You really want to know what hurts in that? Not protecting the football.
No.
I don't know what happened because earlier in the season, the Steelers were doing a fabulous job at protecting the football. Wasn't giving up many interceptions or lost fumbles at that. They were just very good at keeping a hold of the football. Now, I don't know what's going on, but it seems like they're having popcorn out there. Like Brucey. They're just slipping the ball out their fingers, man. They just can't hold on to the ball because Ross obviously threw that forced interception in the end zone looking for Muth. And then in the second half, he chucked it down to Muth, and he tried to fight for extra yards, and Trent McDuffie was able to strip the ball out. Muth wasn't able to hold it on tight enough.
Right.
And then after that, the Chiefs capitalized with a touchdown.
With a Kelsey touchdown. So the offensive turnovers and the inability to start fast and the O-line playing bad and then no one can get open and Russ making mistakes, it's a recipe for disaster. And it's been that way for the last 3 weeks. And today, they were healthier because they got Pickens back, but it didn't mean much of anything. It didn't add much of anything because the offense played poor. The O-line was probably the worst they've been all year. Russ has had, 3 turnovers the last 2 games. The offense as a whole have had 5 costly turnovers the last 3 games. 5.
And for those 5 turnovers, were taken back for touchdowns. They were capitalized with touchdowns. 4 of those 5 turnovers, the opposing team answered back with touchdowns.
Ow.
Do you know how much that fucking hurts?
We've got 2 words for you.
Ball reference 104.99. On the pick to Muth, GP was supposed to run a go route and didn't run because they were in cover 2. The safety who picked it was supposed to go help on George Pickens. No, I think the problem with that play is they had Pickens one-on-one. Muth was supposed to be the blanket to take away Justin Reed. Pickens ran a hitch. Arthur Smith with Pickens one-on-one in the red zone had Pickens run a hitch route. So much for aggressive football.
I don't know why you have George Pickens back finally after 3 games. You finally have Pickens back, and you don't try to utilize him when you're in the red zone when you need to score after the Chiefs did. But no, you're going to try to give Connor Hayward more playing time.
Yeah,
you're going to try to give Van Jefferson more playing time against the 15-1 Kansas City fucking Chiefs.
Yeah, you're not going to beat the Chiefs with a number 4 tight end that's only on the roster because his brother is a legend here. That's it. So you're telling me a guy like Connor Hayward is getting more snaps over a Mike Williams?
Or how
How
about
are
this?
you going to beat the Chiefs like
Or
that?
how about this? On a 3rd and 3, you're going to hand it off to Cordell Patterson.
The coaching is such a mess, dude.
I don't understand what the utilization of your talent is. What are you doing?
The coach.
How do you have a talented roster like this, and then you don't utilize it to the best of their ability, to their strong suits? You limit them. You utilize your guys, your favorites. Arthur Smith folks.
Yep. Their guys. His
Why?
guys.
Why? What are they? There's a reason they're depth. There's a reason Connor Hayward is a 4th tight end. There's a reason why Michael Pruitt is a backup tight end. There's a reason why Van Jefferson is at best a number 5 wide receiver.
Barbara fan with the 199. Yes, it is. Welcome to Steelers football. This is same old Steelers is what we like to say, man. The coaching is just a mess. Everyone is a Mike Tomlin in his preparation and how he has led this team to the exact same formula, the exact same result for going on 7-8 years now is mind-boggling. And I don't know how many coaches like that can get away with it. The only reason he does is because he hasn't had a losing season and the Steelers are already clinched for the playoffs. But it seems like once they clinched a playoff spot, keep in mind, they didn't clinch a playoff spot because they won a game. It's because other teams lost. They clinched a playoff spot. It's like, you know what? We got football next month. We got football next year. We got January football. Let's just kick our feet up. Let's not even worry about anything.
We don't have to worry about the rest of the schedule. We're already scheduled for football, January football. Let's just forget about the rest of the season.
Fuck that division. Fuck first place. Fuck home field advantage. They've lost 3 straight since.
That's just what it comes off as.
3 straight against legit teams. I don't give a fuck if it was within 10 days. You're telling me you can't win one of those?
These guys.
What does that tell me about the Steelers? How does that speak of the legitimacy of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
In the National Football League, this is the NFL we're talking about. This is the big leagues. These guys are paid professionals as players, as coaches. They do this for a living. This is their life. This is their life. This is their lifestyle. This is what they have dedicated their lives to, despite how the NFL has scheduled their games and whatnot. It doesn't matter. You're dealt a bad hand. I understand that, but you guys are paid professionals. You do this for a living, and this is the performance that you come out here and do in 3 straight games.
Yep.
As you try to prepare for January football, by January football, I don't even want to see it. It doesn't matter who we go up against. It could be the Chargers. It could be the Texans. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. Going into the Bengals game, me as a fan, I don't care because I know what's going to happen after Week 18. I know what's going to happen in the wild card because I've seen it too many times.
You've seen it.
Way too many times. For a Steelers team and a Steelers franchise that is so well established with so much great history of stepping up in playoff games and having playoff moments and just Super Bowls and just championships.
A playoff push, for fuck's sake. And here we are already thinking, well, when it comes to January football, when it comes to the wild card, are we even going to get past the wild card again? It's just going to be one and done for another year, which will continue the longest playoff drought that we've had since before Franco made the miracle of all miracles 52 years ago. What does that say about the team? What does that say about the coaching? It all starts with coaching. The players are making mistakes. There's miscommunication. I think that starts with coaching, but there's miscommunication from the players. No one is causing any pressure up front defensively. No one can cover nobody. Our secondary, our corners are hot garbage. Absolute ass.
Terrible.
Ass. And then offensively, the O-line sucks. The quarterback is making mistakes. He has no time to do anything. Receivers can't get open. So, yeah, the players can't execute. The players aren't doing anything. But it all starts with coaching.
There's a common denominator in all of this. It's a common trend. No matter who's the quarterback, no matter the type of talent that Omar Khan and company bring to the table. We have preached about the recent, free agency signings and the draft classes that they've had. Like looking at the future, like this team could be a dominant team down the road once these guys develop and get better and just build that chemistry and that communication.
But the one thing I have always said about the Steelers team for years, and I never steered away from it.
Barber FM with a 199. He's being the MVP today.
Barber, we appreciate you, man. He says, I'm 6'1", 275 pounds. I think I can be a better cornerback. We'll put you out there. Put you in a good old number, 37.
Sure.
Have you cover.
Why not?
You'll be new Carnell Lake. I don't know. But, no, I mean, I'm thinking the past couple of years, the one of the biggest differences between the Steelers and so many other teams in the league and the pro teams, the elite teams, is the coaching.
Of course.
The coaching is night and day compared to other teams. You look at the Lions, and I can't believe I'm saying that. You look at the Chiefs. You look at the Ravens in a sense and their coordinators. You look at so many other teams in the league, even the Texans,
The
right?
Vikings, bro.
The
With
Vikings.
Sam fucking Darnold.
You got a Hall of Fame, and yes, a Hall of Fame coach in Mike Tomlin.
If you're not down with
I see
that,
Rose with a 2.
we've got 2
Even better.
for you.
I'm 5'5", 125. Can I play corner?
Sure.
It's better than James Pierre out there.
Get out there, bro.
It's better than James Pierre out there.
Get out there. Get them pads on.
There's a new poll in the chat, guys. Who's worse, Tomlin, Arthur Smith, or Terrell Austin?
45% says Tomlin.
We've given Tomlin a lot of credit this year. A lot of credit. But
When it comes down to it.
he is just proving that everyone's greatest fears, even if you wanted to be positive about this team like me and myself, everyone's greatest fears are coming true again. The nightmare is resuming.
Dude, I mean, everything that Tomlin prepped for and got ready for with his Chiefs count, Andy Reid just picked it apart like it was nothing.
I know.
He just made adjustments.
then-
He just was
and
able to
then-
read exactly what he needed to do, what his offense needed to do, what his defense needed to do, and it was just night and day.
And then you have incompetent coordinators underneath him. It's just a bad overall coaching group.
it's a terrible recipe. It's a bad recipe.
Tomlin has always had poor coordinators. Always.
His coaching tree is not even a branch.
No.
It's not even a seed.
His coordinators have always been pretty bad. Todd Haley was the last solid OC. Dick LeBeau was a legend for the Steelers. Keith Butler wasn't terrible for the first couple years, but over time it got repetitive, it got exposed, and it was the same garbage. And frankly, we're kind of still seeing the same thing. Still the soft zone shit, still linebackers on receivers, still middle of the field being torn apart, secondary getting just exposed and miscommunication everywhere. It's just awful. It's just awful. So when you put all that together, you're going to get a result like this. Match it with the mistakes that the team overall and the player execution does, the bad defense, the unprotectiveness of the football, the fact that the offense starts slow, they can't protect the quarterback, they can't get in the end zone, the defense can't stop nobody. It's a complete mix of garbage.
Terrible.
It's just as simple as this. The Steelers are frauds, man.
It's inexcusable with the talent that they possess, where they stood,
Ha!
and just where they got there. It's just inexcusable.
And R88, his coaching tree is the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Damn, that's hilarious. Props to you, my boy. That's funny.
And I look back, talking about Terrell Austin, I look back, we had Brian Flores under the staff.
Correct.
We had Brian Flores, and we let him walk.
We let Brian Flores walk. I will never understand that.
We let him walk and kept Terrell Austin. Now look at Brian Flores. He is just flourishing for Minnesota, for that Vikings defense. One of the top in the league, just making plays, constant pressure, getting turnovers. Just great play by that Vikings team. Just look at their record, man. Just look at their play style. It's legit. And Flores is a big, big part of that. And he is probably primed for a huge head coaching job down the road.
Probably next
More
year.
likely.
Probably next year. I would 100% anticipate him to be within head coaching interviews for a head coaching gig next year. Whether that's the Bears, whether that's the Raiders. I know they haven't fired Antonio Pierce yet, but they really should. Whether that's whatever team needs a head coach. There's going to be a lot of them. The Giants, maybe. I'm sure the Bull ain't going to be there no more. I mean, he shouldn't. I mean, look at the collapse they've had.
Oh, yeah, for real.
I mean, so many other teams. Maybe the Titans. I don't know if they get rid of their guy, but the Jets, definitely, they're going to be within the head coaching gig because they fired Saleh and they are just awful. They're just bad.
Yeah.
They're just bad. I'm sure the Jags will probably need a head coach. I mean,
Flores is bound to get a head coaching job. He's earned it being that Vikings defensive coordinator, but we let that man walk.
Yeah.
And kept Terrell Austin. And Austin, he's not going, again, none of our coaches are going anywhere. Arthur was just brought in this offseason.
listen.
Tomlin was extended. Austin was extended. So the unfortunate truth, despite, what we're all stating, nobody's going anywhere.
no. No one is going anywhere. And we're not going to say that they are because that's just not true.
No.
We can say that they need to go, and some of that is true. Terrell Austin needs to go. Arthur Smith, he's going to be here the next 2 years. There's no reason why the Steelers are going to swap OCs just after hiring one. We all know Tomlin ain't going. We're stuck with this group.
I see Rhodes with a 5. We let Flores walk because Tomlin didn't want to give him play calling duties to someone else other than him. Austin is a puppet.
Yeah. Any coordinator that Tomlin picks or promotes, like the last 2 defensive coordinator openings with Butler and now Austin, it's all because Tomlin can do what he wants.
He's basically the puppet master, as people would
He
call
needs
it.
to get his hand out of the pot. He needs to get his spoon out of the pot and let people do what they got to do. You have no input. You
None.
should have no input.
None.
Which is why this defense is overrated and overpaid as they are.
And how is it that you're a defensive coach at that, right? You're a defensive coach at that, and your defense is allowing this stuff, allowing these points, especially in the playoffs, man. You look at our last playoff losses since our last playoff win. You look at our losses. Every single one of those losses, the points that the opposing team has garnered were season highs. Every single one of them.
If you're not down with that, we've got 2 words for
Barbara
you.
FM with 199. Oh, so more 10-7 loss in the wild card. Greg guy's so happy. I mean, that's what we should expect now. I tried to believe this was different because here's the thing with Tomlin, man. And I feel like a fool for saying this because I said the same thing when he drafted Kenny. I said, you know what? Ben's going. Here's the thing. In 2022, I thought, you know, Ben's gone. He doesn't have that coward team stunk all over him anymore. He has his own quarterback. Let's see what he can do with his own guy and his own coaching staff. And it led to some of the worst football I've seen from the quarterback position in years. And I thought to myself, you know what? He got Russ. He got Fields. He changed the OC position. He changed what was necessary. He did. And I thought to myself, you know what? Let's see if he can really revive this. And here he is, leading us to another end-of-season collapse and potentially another one-and-done season.
More likely one-and-done season.
It's unfortunate, man.
So
It
it's like no matter what Tomlin does or no matter who he has as far as coordinators go, as far as quarterback goes, no matter what talent he possesses, right? It could be some of the best talent in the world. At this point, I think Tomlin has just proved again, no matter who he has or what he has,
It's the same
there's no
movie.
difference. And in the end, the principle of it all, in the end, they never change. Tomlin never changes.
They never change.
That's the unfortunate truth. I'm sorry to say that, but that's just how I feel.
And
That's
listen,
what I see.
I'm not entirely upset about this loss.
I expected it.
So did I.
This
Was my fear.
I am just disappointed.
Me too.
That in the end, that's what it comes down to.
I am very, 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 very disappointed in this team. Very. I didn't expect to win.
You know, invest all this time, all this effort, all this money into the defense, all this effort into rebuilding the offensive line, for the offensive line to give up 5 sacks and constant pressures, for your tackles to end up looking like dog shit. Just the worst games they have had all season. For Russell Wilson to just be forcing passes and making constant mistakes.
And that's a good way to transition. You know what, let me put that poll in the chat for you guys because that's a good
Let's do
discussion.
it. Let's do it.
You guys probably know where I am. You guys probably know where I'm going with this. Should Justin Fields start? Now, keep in mind, Justin Fields wasn't active today, and he is still hurt. He's going to have about 2 weeks to heal up with the Bengals game. I don't anticipate him starting because here's the thing. Here's the thing with this. Russ got us into the playoffs. Fields started it, but Fields did his job before Russ got healthy. Fields was the backup. Fields didn't get benched. Russ got healthy. And Russ has gotten us to the playoffs. He helped us clinch a playoff spot. He's the reason why the Steelers are where they're at right now. So why would they bench him? And why would a playoff team swap quarterbacks at the end of the season? That doesn't make any sense.
Zero.
We've got 2 words for you.
Maggle says, in my opinion, need to cut the defense some slack. The offense is terrible, and the defense been putting the Steelers in a winning position. They are worn out now. You're not entirely wrong, but I mean, bro, the defense, almost 400 total yards of offense the last 3 weeks.
That's inexcusable.
I can't excuse them for
the
that.
yards they're allowing, the
If you're not
miscommunication, the
down
poor
with
play, it's
that,
inexcusable, man.
We've got 2 words for
Barbara
you.
FN says, how many more years of Dan Moore? Give me Justin. Dan Moore's in the final year of his contract. I would not bring him back. I'd move Broderick back over to left and get Fatana back at right, and then we go from there.
If anything.
I would not bring back Dan Moore.
But your discussion about Fields or Russ.
Yeah, they're not going to swap. They're not going to change quarterbacks right now. That's just they're not going to do that. A playoff team isn't going to bench a guy like Russ.
And listen,
Russ has never been benched.
No.
And am I opposed to Fields playing? No, I'm not. I'm not. But at the same time, Fields is hurt, and compared to what I've seen from Russ, can Fields get us down the field the way Russ does? Can Fields read the defense like Russ?
2 words for you.
I see Fields with it too. Good Lord, how many super chats are y'all getting? I mean,
You're adding upon that, Icy.
you guys are. I mean, we appreciate it, but no, I don't know if going with Fields right now is the best. If for those that think that they should, I don't blame you, because Russ is being unprotected with the football. He has been a portion of the reason why the Steelers have lost at least the last 2 games, right? I mean, you could say versus the Eagles, he was kind of a reason, but it was mainly that Najee fumble. The past 2 weeks, that's free game.
Oh, inexcusable
That's
turnovers.
free game. I mean, those turnovers are just
Inexcusable.
yeah, exactly.
Not necessary at all.
So is he being unprotected with the football? Yes. Is he driving us down the field as often as he should? Not exactly. But I don't put it all on him. I think coaching plays a big part. I think the offensive line isn't helping him. Russ definitely is not being protected with football. He's making poor decisions. I will not give him any excuse for that. But everything else around it, Russ doesn't have much to do. Now with Fields, he's a little more mobile. With the O-line being as poor as they were today, maybe Fields being more mobile could add to that. But can Fields read the defense the way Russ does? Can Fields get us down the field like Russ can through the air? Through his legs, Fields can. But through the air,
Yeah.
can Russ do, or can Fields do the same thing Russ can? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe him being on the bench these number of weeks has improved that. But
I don't know if that's-
when will we ever see? Will we ever see that?
I don't know if that's a risk that Tomlin is going to want to explore, because I mean he's always been stubborn about that. He's always been stubborn about making decisions like that.
Will we ever
or like
see that?
what he phrases them as knee-jerk reactions, right?
Yeah.
The way he phrases stuff, but
Frankly, will we ever see Justin Fields start for the Steelers again? I'll tell you right now, it's not going to be for any time for the remainder of the season unless Russ gets hurt again, knock on wood. I don't think the Steelers are going to go away from Russ. I don't think they should. I get why you think they should. If anything, I would get Fields involved more. They keep teasing these read options and these field packages. Well, let's use them more. Let's have him throw it down the field a few times if we want to. Clearly, there's nothing else that we can do that's going to get us down the field. Warren can make plays, Najee to some degree, Pickens, Calvin Austin, Muth to an extent. That's really about it.
yeah.
So if we can add anything extra to help us get down the field or move the yards and move the chains, do it. And I think Fields can be a big portion of that. But one, he has to get healthy, and Arthur Smith needs to open his playbook a little bit.
He does. But when Fields is healthy, I mean, you want a guy that can be able to benefit you in the red zone. That's Justin Fields.
You're correct.
If they ever get down into the red zone against the Bengals or even in the playoffs like that, and if Fields is healthy, you get that motherfucker involved in there. You get him involved in the red zone, man. That guy can be lethal down there.
Yeah.
The guy just knows and can just find a way to get into the end zone, especially with his legs. They got to find a predicament and a way to utilize that man in short yard situations and red zone situations, goal line situations. That's just how you use Fields. It's just smart that way. Whatever it takes to get points on the board, because everybody else just isn't doing their job.
Shane goes with it too. Bill's got us to multiple AFC champs. Tom can't get. No. And you're talking about Bill Cowher.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
The past, 6 years? Because the last playoff game we won was the 2016 year versus the Chiefs. Didn't even score a touchdown.
Nope.
2017, we lost in the first round to the Jags. 2018, we didn't make it. 2019, we didn't make it. 2020, we got lost in the first round to the Browns. 2021, we lost and got blown out by
Kansas
the
City.
Chiefs. 2022, we didn't make it. 2023, last year,
Mason saved that season,
but we got blown out by the Bills.
Yeah, we did.
What's the result going to be this year? Are we going to get a playoff win? Are we going to be one and done? Are we going to make a push? I'll tell you right now, my hope and my faith or my trust in any of that is dwindling. Because now what we saw today, and where I tried to give the team the benefit of the doubt, where they were competitive up until turnovers versus the Eagles and the Ravens, and they got healthier. They were at home versus the Chiefs. That didn't make a lick of a fucking difference. So why should I believe that this team should be taken seriously? Against the team.
How can any NFL team, seeing this, even with Russ, take this team seriously?
Eddie T with a 4.99. Notice we got caught bad in running game when Najee came in. That's what made it second, third, and long. When I saw Najee on the field, you know what I said to my television? I was like, where's Warren? Warren's getting down the field, and they take him out.
Actually, I think it was the only drive where they scored, the Russell Wilson, that ended in Russell Wilson scoring. I think the majority of that drive, actually, Warren had, if not the majority, if not all, the majority of the snaps at running back.
Yeah.
I believe because that whole drive essentially was Warren. Warren was the one getting down the field with him running the ball with his legs and him being the receiving check down guy that he is. I mean, Warren was just basically that drive. He's the one that drove us down the field.
Right.
I mean, like we said it for years now. I mean, the difference between Warren and Najee style is just night and day. Like we know that Warren is just the faster paced running back. He's the guy with more speed and burst and just as much of physicality and just hard to take down. And he's just so much more unpredictable in the backfield.
Yes. Rather, when Najee comes in, you know he's getting the handoff. I've said that for years.
Yeah.
I've said that for years.
That's not to take anything away from Najee, but when Warren's in there, I mean, like, it is night and day. It is.
There's a reason that Warren outsnapped Najee the past 2 weeks. To be honest. He definitely outrushed him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why Warren isn't getting the majority of the carries. I mean, we're trying to find ways to get the offense down the field. Warren is a massive reason for that.
Yeah. I mean, both guys just complement each other very well. They're a great duo. They just know how to complement each other. They know how to feed off of one another.
Well, this also might be the last year those two are together.
I hope not. Honestly, if it were me, I would keep both. But I think you need to give more snaps and more opportunities to Warren. I'm just going to say that. Because Warren is just the guy that is basically the guy at running back that can just get us down the field. Not taking anything away from Najee because he's done it time and time again, but I think Warren's just a bit more consistent because of that speed and burst.
Yeah, Najee's a tough runner. We can't take anything away from Najee. I enjoy Najee. When I think back to like 10 years or so, I'll think back to Najee and think he had a solid career as a Pittsburgh Steeler. 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. In fact, he's the only Steeler running back ever to do that. And he started his career off, but at the same time, does it lead to anything? No, not really. It's just stats. Is it impressive in a sense? Yes, but it's just stats.
It's what you want out of first-round running back, right? It's what you want. But yes, in the end, does it lead to anything? Not exactly.
No.
Not exactly what you want or what you like.
No, but what we're saying is Warren should get more snaps.
Yeah.
Warren should be getting the majority of the snaps, man. Warren will be back next year. That I do know. He's going to be brought back under a tender. I mean, that's just, he's going to. Whether he's the starter next year, I would hope so. He's starter worthy. He should be getting snaps. Maybe they bring back Najee. Maybe they bring in someone else to be a rotational piece. Maybe they keep Patterson. I have no idea. The way Arthur Smith likes to run and use his guys in a certain way.
No, they ain't going anywhere.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, he'll find any other upcoming Falcons free agents and be like, hey, Tomlin, can you get my guy up here? You know, he's pretty good. I can find a way to get him involved and whatnot. How much you want to bet? And I'm not a betting fucking person.
I know you're not.
How many swear jars? I mean, like, good Lord.
But that's also a testament to how poor the coaching is. You know, it's just.
Oh, let's get my guy in there instead of like, what's the hot hand? What's the better one in this circumstance? What's better for the game plan? What's better for this matchup?
Down with that, we've got
Eddie T with another $4.99.
Russ, hurry up to keep Warren on and Najee off. Najee stats are overrated for real. Warren is our Saquon and Najee is our Zeke.
I mean,
now I can't unsee it.
I
can't unsee the styles
It's
now.
a fine comparison.
Now I can't unsee the styles.
It's a fine comparison. Again, they feed off one another, but yeah, I mean, just Warren is just more consistent at that. He's more the explosive back. You need some explosiveness on that offense because we don't have that. Outside of Pickens at wide receiver, we don't exactly have explosiveness at running back unless Warren's doing it.
Right. Barbara FM with a 4.99 says the result is a blowout loss in the wild card. Tomlin, same words in the press conference. Draft, free agency, 10-7, wild card blowout. Again, how long can this shit last, man? Up until 2028, 2029 is when his contract runs out.
Yeah, and I don't expect the Steelers to adjust or make changes. I mean, like, DeShon Elliott even said it himself, like, it's week 18 and we're not making adjustments, but the Chiefs did. We're having miscommunication issues in week 18 when that's a week 1, week 2 problem. And they're not making adjustments.
When he said that, I thought to myself, why should I think that this team is going to better themselves? Why should I think that this team is going to better situations like that? If they're making mistakes this late, this close to the playoffs, then what the hell?
I'm questioning what the hell's going on in the film room. I'm questioning what's going on in the practice room, on the field. I'm questioning what the hell are you doing exactly? This is your living. This is your job.
It starts with coaching, guys. It starts with coaching.
This is your job, and this is what escalates onto the football field? I have to question exactly what are you doing? It doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't.
It's inexcusable, dude.
It doesn't.
And no, I don't expect this team to adjust. I don't expect this team to change. They never change. Tomlin never changes.
And just when I thought that they would, they proved me wrong and make me look stupid for even trying to believe that they would. And here we are, already talking about this being the same thing, the same movie all over again, just a different year.
And it just disappoints me.
Is there still time for them to turn around? Is there still time for them to fix some things and make a push for the play, or not for the playoffs, but a playoff push where they go far into the playoffs? Maybe.
We've got 2 words for you.
Okay, I'm done ranting. I'm $37 and Merry Christmas. No, Barbara, you're good. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you, Arthur. Thank you.
Shout out to Barbara. Shout out to all you guys. 400 of you guys in here just hearing us rant and talk about the Steelers. Over 100 likes. We appreciate you guys, man. Hope you guys had a great Christmas. Merry Christmas to you guys. I don't know if we said that at the beginning, but here we are now. Merry Christmas. I know some of you guys probably didn't enjoy the game. Some of you guys may not have watched the game.
Or probably even shut off the game, to which I would not have blamed you.
Or watched every single minute, every single second of the game. With family.
I watched it until the freaking final one where I can't remember if it was a false start or illegal formation or illegal contact, whatever. It was on Scotty Miller.
It was I think it was a false start, and then it was like a 10-second runoff. Whatever the penalty was.
Yeah, it was a penalty on Scotty Miller, and then it was like 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The referee said it's a 10-second runoff, and by rule, the game is over. That's basically sums up how the game went for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He said game's over. I'm like, oh, thank God.
I'm like, woo! It's finally over, bro.
And now we're on to the Bengals on January 4th or 5th. That is yet to be determined. The NFL hasn't named a date yet, but it'll be between
What are the odds that it's prime time?
Well, it all really depends on the division, doesn't it?
Maybe. I mean, right now,
most of the Week 18 games don't have dates.
Yeah, no, they don't. But looking at because I'm looking at
oh my God, the Ravens are beating the shit out of the Texans.
24-2. Yeah, you can kiss that division goodbye, bro. It's gone.
Steelers Nation, we got to hope that Dorian Thompson-Robinson can get us the AFC Championship. Or the AFC North Championship. What a collapse! They were 10-3 not even 2 weeks ago.
10 days ago,
and now they're 10-6. They have completely let the division go from their grasp. The Ravens are now officially in first place, or they're going to be after this win. And now the Steelers are going to need to beat the Bengals, and they're going to need the Browns with a third-string backup to beat this Ravens team when the AFC North is still up for grabs. The Ravens aren't resting nobody. There's no fucking hope.
Nope.
And you expect me to believe in the Browns to get us the championship, the AFC North title? I already believed in this team to try to beat the Chiefs in a small glimmer of hope that a Christmas miracle happened. You will not catch me trying to believe in the fucking Browns to help us win the championship of the AFC North title.
That's not happening. That's not happening.
God, we're fucked.
We just handed the division to that pick 6 that Russell Wilson did to Humphrey. That's essentially him just handing him the Ravens the division. Like,
look,
here
dude,
you go,
that
pal.
play is so symbolic. It's like, yeah, here's the division. Here you go. 2 weeks in advance.
And run away with it, for real. Fly away. Fly away. Fly away with the division.
But you know what? The Steelers, they don't deserve home field advantage. They don't deserve the AFC North title because of what they've done in December.
No. Honestly, at this point, they don't deserve a playoff appearance.
They don't, but they've already clinched one.
They've already clinched it, but
they clinched one after the Eagles game, and they didn't even have to win that to clinch it.
Honestly,
If you're not down with that,
well, Elijah Alexander with a 2. Shout out to Elijah.
Can't wait to get blown out in the wild card again. I can't wait either. I can't wait either, bro.
Again, man, like the rest of the season, am I going to watch? Yes.
Isaiah.
we've got 2 words for you.
Justin Fields, please save us, says Isaiah with a 199. I don't think he's going to start, man. If you guys want Justin Fields to start, I don't blame you, and I understand your reasoning. The Steelers aren't going to do that. They're not going to bench Russ. They're not going to switch quarterbacks at this stage of the season, so close to the playoffs.
More Super Chats coming in.
Guess we'll see you guys in Buffalo, says Ricardo Green the
Yeah, Ricardo, yeah. It's just going to be like putting in a VHS tape and hitting the rewind button.
Wait, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Please say psych. Is that what it's looking like?
Oh, because right now the Steelers are the sixth seed, I think. Are we the sixth seed? Here, let me double check. Because right now the Ravens, because of our loss, they're first place. They're going to hold first place.
Yeah, the Ravens
winning.
are first place now because they are going to have a better. Well, they beat the Bengals twice, and we got to beat them twice. They already beat the Browns once. We already split with the Browns. The Ravens, as of today, will tie the Steelers with the conference, but they'll still have a better division, well, not division record, but they'll have a better chance at first place because I believe of strength of schedule. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I forget exactly what the tiebreakers are, but all I know is the Ravens are going to be first place with a win. And if we're looking at the playoffs, the playoff standings.
Yeah, the playoffs. So the Steelers are 5 right now. They're 5, but the Chargers and the Broncos are 6 and 7. But there is a shot that the Steelers could fall further down into the wild card because the Chargers, their next 2 games are versus the Patriots and the Raiders, both conference matchups, and very, very winnable games.
Hold on. Wouldn't the Steelers still be the 5th seed, win or lose, because they already beat the Chargers, they already beat the Broncos?
Yeah, you might be right.
They have that over them.
You might be right.
They have that over them. So
because I'm looking at the conference standings.
So it's either the 3rd or the 5th seed.
But in that
It's one of the two.
we would play Houston because they clinched that division.
So it would be the 3rd or 5th seed for the Steelers, because I don't think they can go any farther than the 5th because they already beat the Chargers and the Broncos. So they have that over them. They have those tiebreakers over them. So, yeah, it's either the 3rd or the 5th seed. Either they win the division and be the 3rd seed, or they go 2nd place in the division and be the 5th seed. And in that case, I believe the number 2 Bills would face the number 5 seed, right?
No, I thought it played the 7th seed.
Is it the 7th seed?
I think it's always the highest seed plays the lower seed. So then it goes from there.
So we would face the Texans.
So 2 would face 7, 3 would face 6, and then 4 would face 5. So yes. If the Steelers stand where they are right now, they would face the Texans in Houston.
So we would face Houston?
I believe so, yes.
Oh.
If you're not down with that, we've got 2 words.
Feeling my heart where the one we could lose next week and fall to 7. Is that true?
Is that the case? Would that because of the losing record Steelers
Now,
dealing with, or the
hold on.
conference
I'm sorry,
record?
I'm already thinking that week 17's over. Yeah, so no, yeah, you guys are correct. My fault, because the Broncos and the Chargers could still win out.
Yeah, because I said
Putting us down to 7.
Chargers have Patriots and Raiders, and then the Broncos have the Bengals and Chiefs.
Yeah, so my mind already thought week 17 was over. It
No.
just started. So
No.
yeah, you guys are my fault. You guys are right. Yeah, it could be the Steelers at the 7th seed.
So
God.
even though we have the win against the Chargers and Broncos, I don't think that would matter. Like you tried to.
No, because
explain.
they would have a better record over us. So
Technically, yes.
You guys are correct. My fault. So yes, if the Chargers and the Broncos win out, then the Steelers could fall to the 7th seed because they would have better records over us. If we lose versus the Bengals.
Because keep in mind, the Chiefs, because of this win, they are now officially the number 1 seed. So they can sit their starters until the divisional round. So they'll just probably have Carson Wentz start at quarterback next week, and they could probably suffer their 2nd loss of the season to Denver, right? But in that case, Denver would just be really fighting for a playoff appearance to clinch a playoff berth.
Where do the Bengals lie in this? Because I know if they win out, they need some help.
That whole scenario, I'm not exactly sure. I don't know.
Here, let me search it up. Okay. Bengals playoff chance, because I want to think of this, because that would put the Bengals. Let's say the Bengals make the playoffs. Let's say they beat us. We're already playoff bound, but the Bengals need to beat us and need some help. So the Bengals need to beat the Broncos and then beat the Steelers. And then Denver needs to lose to Kansas City in week 18, which they'll probably rest their starters. And Indianapolis needs to lose one of their final 2 games, which is versus the Giants or the Jaguars. Good luck. And Miami needs to lose one of their final 2 versus the Browns and the Jets. Again, good luck. God, the Bengals need a lot. Okay, I'm not even worried about the Bengals.
Nah, fuck the Bengals.
I'm not worried about the Bengals because the Broncos, they have a chance to beat the Chiefs in week 18 because they're going to rest their starters since the Chiefs clinched the number 1 seed because of the victory today. So the Broncos could still make the playoffs. Even if they win only 1 game. Let's say the Bengals beat them this week and they beat the Chiefs because they rest their starters next week, right? The Broncos could still make the playoffs, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that would put the Steelers still at, like, what? 6 or 7? When I put the Broncos at 7, the Steelers at 6. If the Broncos win this week, lose next week, and the Steelers win next week, despite no matter what the Ravens, or if the Ravens beat the Browns. Otherwise, if the Steelers win and the Browns win, obviously they get the division. But I don't think the Browns are going to beat the fucking Ravens. So the Steelers need to win and hope that they get the first place in the AFC North. But even then, that would put them at 5. Otherwise, if you guys are right about the Broncos and the Chargers winning out, Steelers would be put back at 7.
Yeah. And then in that case, yeah, we would face Buffalo.
Wow.
And in that case, it'd just be like rewatching a movie.
Wow.
Same as last year. Hit rewind on the VHS player. At that point, what would be the difference the way Buffalo's playing?
Steelers win, they would get 5 seed. If they lose, we go into Buffalo. Okay. It's as simple as that. Maybe I'm overcomplicating these plays. I got to look deep into it. Justin Fields is our future starter next year, says Ariel 75. I don't hate it. Would you bring back Russ? Would you bring back Fields? I don't think you can bring back both, so which one are you going to bring back?
I mean, there's a possibility they bring back both. I just don't know, because I'm more confident they'd bring back Russ than Justin, but...
Do you bring back the aging veteran who's making mistakes right now and is, quite frankly, being figured out by the defense? Or do you bring back the potential future with a young, promising guy that sat under Wilson for a number of weeks?
Honestly, as of now, I bring back Fields, but what do I think Steelers do? I think they bring back Russ. I think Tomlin brings back Russ. I think he makes that decision. That was always his decision. I think that would be his decision in the end. Unless he can find a way to be able to convince Fields to stick around. Maybe Fields doesn't want to leave. But again, you look at multiple opening competitive opportunities out there for the quarterback position, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Fields is not going to, weigh those options and look to capitalize on those. You know what I mean?
Right.
We've got 2 words for
Billy
you.
Marlowe 199. I think they bring back Russ and draft a quarterback. Well, how high would they draft a quarterback? We still need corner. Maybe D-line. Receiver, obviously. Receiver, potentially. Just throwing it out there. How high would they go quarterback? You know what I mean?
If they really want to establish the future, I mean, they would have to go round 1.
Right.
They would have to.
I don't know, man. Just one of those things we're going to have to find out in months later, but it's also one of those things where obviously we got to get through the playoffs first. How far are we going to get into the playoffs?
Probably not much.
In fact, I'll make that a new poll in the chat for you guys. Let me see. How far do the Steelers go into the playoffs?
If you're not down
Barber
with that,
again.
we've got 2 words for
$4.99 Barber FN. So if the Steelers lose next week, the Chargers win out. The Broncos lose 1 game. We are a 6 seed, so basically we can be 5, 6, or 7.
Or we could be 3, but we need the Browns to beat the Ravens.
Yeah, forget that. Forget that. Ain't happening. That ain't happening. Not even in some parallel universe, that ain't happening. No way.
Well,
what a collapse, dude. What an absolute collapse, man.
So essentially, if the Steelers win next week, they get the 3 or 4. No, I'm sorry, not 4. The 3 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
So they win and the Browns win, they get 3. They win and the Browns lose, they get 5. If they lose next week, and like Barbara said, the Chargers win out and the Broncos lose 1, they're the 6. Or if the Chargers win out, the Broncos win out, and the Steelers lose next week, they are 7. That's the scenario right there. That is how any of that can happen.
They wouldn't be in this predicament if they just played better.
If they wouldn't be in this fucking predicament.
If they just played better, if they prepped better, if they adjusted, if they protected the ball more, if they did a lot of things better. But here we are, talking about same old Steelers.
It sucks, man.
I hate it. It frustrates me. It disappoints me as a Steelers fan. It really does.
Andrew in the chat says, let defensive guys walk. It's time for a new offensive era. Haven't won jack shit since we invested the house in defensive starting in 2019. I see what you mean. I mean, they're investing a lot into the defense, and they're still thinking, they're still trying to bank on the defense winning them games. Tomlin is still banking on defense winning them games, which is why he's invested all this money into defense, which is why Minka got a big contract, Watt got a big contract, Highsmith got a big contract, Queen got a big contract, Hayward got extended. Tomlin still thinks he can win with just defense and running the football. Awful formula.
He can have some anchors, but he can't just rely on that. He can't.
Awful formula.
You can't just rely on that. You need an offense that could take some weight off their shoulders.
You need a passing offense. That's what you need. That's what you need. The Steelers still think they can win as if it's 1974. They still think they can win as if it's 1997.
If it's 2004, bro.
They still think they can win with the 2000s defense and Jerome Bettis. No. That's a big reason why the Steelers have been in the same position the last however many years, because they still think they can win in the old Steeler way. Well, guess what? The old Steeler way died fucking years ago. It's time to adapt. It's time to adjust. It's time to go with the times. It's time to grow the fuck up.
It's time to adjust and adapt into today's society, into the NFL world today.
And you know what? That's perhaps why Tomlin punted all the fucking time. You know what? Maybe the defense can make a stop. No.
Yeah, we're down 2 touchdowns. We're down 2 touchdowns, so I'm just gonna decide to punt, and then.
And no.
You know, though the defense has just been playing like straight ass all day, they can't make a stop. They're not able to do anything. They haven't done anything all game. I'm still going to punt. And I'm still going to send my punter out there and essentially just give the game away.
And Scott, no, I don't think Rooney gives a shit about football.
No, Art the Clown.
He's all about business, which is why he changed the damn stadium name to whatever it is. I don't know who keeps saying Gruden. Gruden's not coming back into the NFL.
Bro, he's busy with Barstool.
Gruden is not coming back into the NFL.
What's his saying? What is he saying now?
I don't know. I don't watch him.
Feeling niceys or something?
I don't watch him.
He can do that with Barstool, all right? I'm good.
I don't watch him.
I'm good. I just see random clips on Instagram every now and then. People meme it. That's all I see.
Yeah, people meme Gruden. That's all I see from Gruden is him, you know, just whatever he's saying.
Who the hell wants John Gruden?
Apparently, some people in the chat. Gruden's not coming back.
No,
he's done after what he went through with the Raiders and that whole debacle.
No, he is
not,
never seeing a coaching job ever again.
No,
he's done.
Maybe as a coordinator, but not as a head coach.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, and
I don't think any team's gonna want to deal with that.
Yeah, I don't even think that's gonna happen. No. But it's just.
If you're not down with that. We've got 2 words for
Pittsburgh
you.
Steelers #1 fan says, worst Steelers ever.
Worst Christmas ever.
What'd I say?
Worst Steelers.
I mean,
that's arguable.
Same thing. Same thing.
That's debatable. Tell you what, this
how can this get any worse? Look around you. We're in the flesh hole of hell.
This is very reminiscent of 2020.
Yes, this has 2020 written all over it.
All over it.
But I would argue this team is, in a sense, maybe better than 2020. Maybe.
You can make that argument. Honestly, I think I'd agree with you.
I don't think we have the depth at certain positions compared to 2020, but I would think this team has a little more potential than 2020. But this time around?
But in the end, like, there's no difference between the two. That's the principle of it all. In the end, it doesn't matter.
No. Tom would get a job as soon as you released him. Yeah, he would. Yeah, he would. He'll get a job. His phone would be ringing from everybody.
And
if you're not down with that,
we all see the glaring issues. Tomlin is delusional, says Hasim Ali with a 2.
You are correct. You are very correct. Everyone's been saying it for years, man. Everyone's been saying it for years. And the grandest fear of them all came to reality today versus the Chiefs. The Steelers got blown out 29-10.
Nope.
It just proved everyone's greatest fears and everyone's statement that here we are again, another one-and-done season. Same old Steelers, same season all over again. Same year, different year, same shit. You know,
No difference.
No difference whatsoever.
By
It's
the way,
the same constant mistakes over and over again. There's a reason why this keeps happening, and nothing's changed. Nothing's going to change. There's no reason to believe anything will change. I tried to believe that, and now I will never have belief again. I just can't.
not for this season, and honestly, with the coordinators that we have, because again, they're not going anywhere for the next, at most, 2 years, or at least until Tomlin's here, basically. I see no change. I see no difference, no adjustments. I just basically am going to see the same season at the end of the season. The end of the day, it's going to end in the same fashion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
As long as Tomlin is the head coach, I said this last year, and I still believe this. I don't think he can lead us to a Super Bowl.
No, we made a video. That was after the Texans game when we got blown out.
Yeah.
We said straight up in a video, Mike Tomlin will never win another Super Bowl. The Steelers will never win another Super Bowl under Mike Tomlin.
I do not believe that. I didn't believe that going into this year. I just wanted to see a playoff push to maybe, you know what, maybe we can make that push when we improve certain positions in free agency.
Show that you've learned. Showcase that, like you're progressing. You're getting better. You have the talent now.
Yeah.
You have the assets.
I think they have certain talent. I think they have certain assets. I think Warren's a dog. I think he could be a franchise guy. Pickens, I can't really say any receiver for the Steelers is a franchise guy because typically not many of them stick around too long. But I think Pickens is a dog. Muth, he just got extended. The line is still going through bumps and bruises, but we have so many young guys and rookie contracts that we can build up together. Get a new O-line coach and maybe run with that. Quarterback is still up in the air. Maybe if you want to run with Fields next year, that's fine. Fields just showed you he can win. Now let's see what he can do when he sat under Russ and Tomlin and this coaching staff for a year, which he has already said is night and day compared to Chicago.
Yeah.
It's not hard to see why. The defense still needs to fix some issues. We need corner help. I think we could get a little younger on the defensive line. We need some more interior push outside of just Hayward. But I mean, that's all for offseason. We still got the AFC North title up for grabs. We still got a playoff game to look forward to, if you want to even look forward to it, bro.
Yeah. Which, I mean, for me personally, am I going to watch? Yes.
We're all going to watch.
100%. I'm going to watch. I'm going to root for the team. I'm going to hope for the best. But at the same time, do I care? No, because I know what's going to happen.
Well, that's our fear.
Down with that, we've got two words for you.
Pittsburgh Steelers fan with a 2 says draft Carson Beck. Hard pass.
No, I'm good.
I am passing on
Not
Carson Beck.
the biggest fan of Carson Beck.
No.
Nope. By the way, the Ravens are blowing out the Texans 31-2. They scored again.
Again?
Mark Andrews touchdown. Yeah.
Yo.
Yep.
Knight Rider says, and the GM was super aggressive. Different players and different OC and DC and the same results. I mean, same DC, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Maybe the lack of another receiver has really hurt this offense, but, you can put that blame on Khan. He's got to fix that next offseason. Electric Visual says, get a real OC who can do a passing attack. Sign T. Higgins, get Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's just still a what if to me. He's just odd.
I'm not going to gamble on Sam Darnold.
I'm not sold on Sam Darnold.
No.
I'm just not. There's something about Sam Darnold that still has that Jets funk to him. I just can't believe
he's in the right circumstance with Kevin O'Connell and that staff. He's in the right circumstance.
He's Case Keenum 2.0.
I feel if he leaves, it's just going to be exactly, what we know of Sam Darnold about. You know what I mean?
I just can't believe in Sam Darnold, bro. I can't. I'd much rather keep Fields. No, they're not trading Tomlin.
No.
Chiefs are going to 3-peat. Why Mr. Mahomes? I mean, Mahomes is a dog.
If you're not down with that, we've
I don't
got
think-
2 words for you.
I don't think any team has ever 3-peated. Barber
never.
With a 199, just 2 weeks, and the mental health is restored.
We're almost there, guys.
I guess. I see y'all in a week and a half. Y'all hate so much. Steelers fan, please, where are my old heads at? I'm not hating. I'm just being completely honest. As a Steelers fan,
We're giving
who's watched
constructive.
every single game since 2014.
It's called constructive criticism. That's what it is at the end of the day.
Steel 74 says the Steelers will probably play the Texans in the first round, and it's going to set back playoff football decades. Haha.
Yeah, the way the Texans are playing, oh my lord. What exactly does Stroud have? He has 186. Plus he threw a pick. You started mixing, didn't you? Fantasy?
No, I started Pickens.
Oh. Well, Mixon's not doing anything.
I didn't think he did. That's why I sat him.
He's not doing anything.
But I sat Xavier Worthy. I sat Jalen Warren, but started Pickens. Pickens got me like 10 points. I'm in the championship.
You took a risk. Maybe everybody else.
All I knew was Mixon wasn't the guy to go with.
You got Joe Burrow, right?
I'm starting Jane Daniels.
Oh, that's actually pretty ballsy.
I'm starting Jane Daniels.
That's pretty ballsy, but okay. All right. Joe Burrow's had 3 touchdown passes in how many games straight?
I'm starting Jaden Daniels.
All right, go for it.
I've started Burrow many weeks, but I'm starting Jaden Daniels this week. So that's just some fancy input from me because I'm in the championship and I'm trying to win my first fantasy championship in. I don't think I've ever won a fantasy championship.
No, I have won one. That was the first one I did. I have not won one since. I am actually in the toilet bowl. I'm fighting for 10th place. Woo!
That's upsetting.
Yeah, it's just hey, I'm still swinging though. I'm still fighting.
Yeah, unlike the Steelers.
Yeah.
Damn, that's upsetting. That's upsetting. Let's see what we got in the chat. Oops, I just lost it. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Just as bad as the Steelers are, the Texans look much worse. There's still a possibility Steelers get a playoff win against the Texans. Haha. I mean, listen, the Texans aren't as threatening as they were last year. They're hurt. They just something about them feels off. Stroud's turned the ball over. They're not as legit this year. So maybe you're right. Maybe. But that's if we don't fall to the 7th seed. Otherwise, we got the Bills, and we're not beating Josh Allen.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
Even then with Houston, I still worry about being outcoached.
Sad that guys like TJ have never won a playoff game. Don't remind me, man. That pisses me off.
At this stage, I don't know if he ever will.
I don't think he will either.
That's sad.
That's upsetting me, man. That's really upsetting because he of everyone here deserves one. He doesn't have a playoff victory. He's like Brandon Marshall. How do you have this great career and you don't have a playoff victory to show for it? Makes no sense to me.
I don't know.
Did Calvin Johnson ever get a playoff victory? I don't think so.
No, he never did.
Oh my God.
Nope.
Oh my God.
Nope.
Oh my God.
I think the thing with Brandon Marshall, I think he never played a playoff game.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't think any team he was with, I don't think he ever appeared in a playoff game.
Okay.
So
he never played a playoff game.
Yeah.
But I don't think Calvin ever won a playoff game.
No, Calvin never. No, the Lions had like the longest drought because the Bengals ended that on their Super Bowl run.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Calvin never did. No. Wow, that's wow. Look at the Lions now. Shout out to Dan Campbell.
Yeah, them kneecaps, man. I mean, they're being bit off.
Yeah, they are. But let's see. Let me get a new poll in the chat here. I thought I had the poll in the chat. What happened to the poll? Did I not add the poll?
I don't know. I thought you did.
I thought I did too. I thought I had a poll in the chat. Let me get the poll in the chat.
No, you don't have a poll, yeah. Mike Williams gets no balls at all. No, he don't.
No, but Connor Hayward can.
And Van Jefferson. Make it make sense, guys. Why do we trade for him? Why do we waste a 5th-round pick?
Oosh.
Like usual.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I know we have like one more, but like still. Like, jeez.
There. Start the poll. I don't know why. I thought I already started the poll. There we go. How far did the Steelers go into the playoffs? Wild card, divisional, or AFC championship? Let us know your guys' thoughts down in the live chat while we do that. Huge shout to the sponsor of this live stream. Shout out to BetUS Sportsbook and Casino for sponsoring with us throughout the entirety of the NFL season and all of Week 17, as they have all the money lines up and ready. We still got football tomorrow, 3 games Saturday, a bunch of games Sunday, and a Monday game. So Week 17, there is a plethora of football in just a short amount of time. So we got football almost every day this week. That's exciting. That gives me a hell yeah. But in regards to the Week 17, you guys can use their prop builder. They got over-unders, player doubles, touchdowns, first touchdowns, passing, rushing, receiving, all their over and under odds. We're going to look at the Broncos and Bengals in regards to receiving yards for the Bengals. Chase Brown's over-under is 26.5. I kind of like those odds. Jamar Chase over 92.5. He's going up against Pat Surtain. Pat Surtain hasn't had the best year. Do you want to take that? Or you go with T. Higgins, future Steeler, by the way, for 71.5.
Probably Higgins.
Probably Higgins, or do you want to go Chase?
No, Higgins. I like his matchup.
Let's go Higgins. And we're going to go with a touchdown. Touchdown here. Now, Higgins has scored the last 2 weeks. Chase got a touchdown last week. or Jamar did, but could the other Chase get a touchdown? I think he does. I'm going to put that, and you see the bet odds there, plus 375 to 1. Let's put a good 20 on there. You see the return, 95. We're going to place and confirm this. I don't want the Bengals to win, but I have a good chance that they will. So if you guys want to tail this or any other games you guys want to put any wagers on, go to betus.com if you guys are looking for a new sportsbook for the remainder of the NFL season, plus any other sports you guys want to put wagers on. They got live wagering on all major sports, so that's another perk there, man. When you go to sign up at betus.com, take advantage of 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 and 125% on your next 2 deposits when you use the promo code YouTube150 when signing up at betus.com today. So huge shout to BetUS for sponsoring with us as always, man. Just please gamble responsibly. And a whopping 77% of you guys say that the Steelers will only go as far as the wild card in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I don't blame you. And seeing the trend of the Steelers, that is exactly how it just might go. I don't want to see it. I don't want to view it. I don't at all. But unfortunately, that is the impression that this team is giving me for another season.
Yeah.
This game just confirmed everything. I didn't get my hopes up for this game, but I got my hopes up that maybe things would be different, that this team would be a little different. But oddly enough, I look like a fool. I look like an idiot for trying to be positive, trying to believe in this team. But here we are again, man. Here we are again. Another December collapse, sitting at 10-6, and most likely now not winning the AFC North. As we lost to the Chiefs, we lost to the Ravens last week, we lost to the Eagles 10 days ago, and the Ravens have everything up to grab the AFC North title.
All the momentum.
They beat us last week. They are beating the Texans now, and all they gotta do is win next week. All they gotta do is beat the Browns, and then they win the AFC North. Otherwise, the Steelers need to beat the Bengals next week, who they themselves are fighting for a playoff spot, and the Browns got to beat the Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
And the Steelers, they could already be sitting as the 3rd seed. They could have locked up the 3rd seed. That's a solid seed with home field advantage. Now, they have a chance to drop down to the 5th seed. Or they could, drop down to the 6th seed. The way that the Steelers were to do that is if they lose and the Chargers win out and the Broncos lose 1. Or the Steelers could lose, the Chargers win out, and the Broncos win out, and then they're the 7th seed facing Buffalo and Buffalo. That is the road to the Steelers playoffs right now because they have lost 3 straight. Unbelievable. What an absolute disaster by the Steelers team. What an absolute final team collapse. Another December collapse. How many of these have we seen, man? How many years now?
Far too many. Far too many.
According to Jerry Dulock, it was the 4th time in the last 6 years the Steelers have lost 3 consecutive games in December, and the 5th time in the past 7 years that they have lost 3 in a row after Thanksgiving. They could be at the 3rd seed. They could already be AFC North champions. And they want to go everywhere around that possibility instead of just going straight forward and winning the football game. They want to do everything in the most complicated fashion because that's the Steeler way. That's how this coaching staff prepares this team. That's how the coaching staff utilizes their players. That's how the players execute on the football field. That's how the defense has been crap the past number of weeks. That's how the offense starts slow and they got to play catch up and then they panic and make mistakes.
Just remember, man. Always remember. The standard is the standard.
Same old Steelers, man.
SOS.
I hate it. I really do.
It just disappoints me every year.
It's not something to get too upset about because in reality, this was everyone's grandest fear. That just became a reality. That nightmare became real again when they lost to the Chiefs. And here we stand.
And now we're going directly toward that direction.
Another year. And no, the Steelers aren't resting nobody. They still have something to fight for. The Steelers could still turn things around if you have any small glimmer of hope at this point.
Or if the Steelers really have any desire to really do so.
I tried giving them some hope. I did. I tried giving them the benefit of the doubt. I thought this team was just a little different this time around. In some ways, they still are, but in the end, it doesn't even matter because it's the same shit every single year.
Okay.
How many years is this going on, bro? This sucks.
Nearly
This
a decade.
sucks. And there's a common denominator. The coaching sucks. The coordinators suck.
But hey, Tomlin's got 18 seasons of winning seasons, right? He does not have a losing season.
Doesn't have a losing season, but is still going on the longest playoff win drought in Steelers history since 52 years ago when Franco made the play of a lifetime.
Oh, don't tell Art Rooney that.
Can we tell Art Rooney that?
You know what? I think someone needs to.
Can we tell Art Rooney that?
Someone needs to get into his ear and be like, hey,
hey, Art the Clown.
Hey, buddy, listen, you're the owner and the coach that you have chosen to stay with this team is not really panning out. I think you need to make a move. He won't, though.
I wish.
He won't because he don't care because he has too much faith in Mike Tomlin. It's a blessing and a curse when it comes to the Rooneys. They have a lot of trust in their GMs and their head coaches. And you look at the resume, it's understandably so. Why?
Loyalty is a blessing, but it's a massive curse in recent years for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It has been.
Because they kept Canada too long, and they finally bit the bullet and cut the cord.
They had no choice. They knew that they
keep
had to.
promoting from within, which is why we've had Terrell Austin and his horrible defensive scheme and his defensive coaching for the past however many games, and honestly going on for since probably week 3.
Well, it's a simple fact of the matter that you're promoting from within, and everything that you have done since LeBeau has left has been the same stuff.
Yeah.
You're not bringing anybody in. You're not bringing anybody else's mentality or mindset or coaching capabilities. No, you're keeping the same people that you have had for years now. How do you expect that to work out?
And I don't
if there's no
understand
change?
how it's like it's upsetting because it seems like all this really started happening when Watt got drafted. Like our last playoff win was right before we drafted Watt.
What the hell are the odds of that?
And ever since then, it's been the same season every year, and it looks like it's going to be the same season once again, all over again in 2024, heading into 2025 playoffs. And TJ Watt has yet to get a playoff victory. How shameful is that sentence?
That's sad.
As a Steelers fan, that makes me depressed. That makes me want to croak. That makes me want to just...
I don't know. A man of TJ Watt's caliber that is a generational talent, a guy of so much impact and so much heart for the sport, heart for the game. It's in his blood. It's in his name. He just loves this sport. He loves this team. He loves this fan base.
It's in his blood, bro. And he is a Hall of Fame player, man. He could retire tomorrow and he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
And he won't have anything, no championship to show for it.
He has Defensive Player of the Year. He should have more under his belt. But Defensive Player of the Year is great. But, you know, when you look at Defensive Player of the Year for the Steelers, man, you got Green, you got Polamalu, you got Harrison. They all got rings. They got playoff victories to show for it. We can't even give Watt that.
No.
That is despicable.
Nope.
How the fuck is that possible
I have a feeling,
with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I have a feeling in 2 weeks we're just going to repeat that statement once again.
That hurts, man. That hurts me.
I hate that I feel this way, but I've just conditioned myself to this because this is how the Steelers are. They don't change. They never change. That's the sad truth.
Same shit, different year for the Pittsburgh Steelers, unfortunately, man. Maybe they can still turn it around, but they don't have a lot of time. They got one more regular season game. They got to be living on a prayer with the Browns and beat the Bengals. Otherwise, they could be sitting very, very low in the totem pole, in the playoff bracket. And it's the Steelers' fault. It's the bed they made, and they are probably going to have to rest in it. They're going to have to live in it. If they are lucky enough to get the third seed and home field advantage, they don't deserve it, but that would be Tom and Voodoo luck to a T. To a T. Otherwise, I wouldn't bank on that, and I'm banking on the Steelers being the 5th, 6th, or 7th seed. Either one is awful because we should already have the division locked up, and we don't. So, Tom will tell in the next couple weeks where the Steelers stand in terms of the playoff bracket, but right now, it's not looking parity.
Nope.
And it's looking like another one-and-done situation. I hate saying that. I don't want to see it again, but I got to be brutally honest. That's what my internal feelings are. The past 3 weeks have been terrible.
Awful.
Now they got healthier in this game versus the Chiefs, and they had probably one of the worst outings all season. And it's the same game the past 3 weeks, just, you know, ultimately
the same outcome.
The same outcome, which is an L, and all 3 of those losses are by 2 or more deficits.
Blowout performances.
They start too slow. Defense can't stop anything. They got to come back. Then they turn the ball over, and it's gone.
Yeah.
They do that. They take that into the postseason. Forget about it. Forget about it. I'm hoping that's not reality, but in 2-3 weeks from now, that very well might be the case in the wild card.
Somehow, some way, this Steelers team has to find a way to rebound. They have no choice but to, and they understand that. They will say that they need to change, they need to adapt, they need to fix problems, they need to protect the football better. But all the Steelers have been for basically a decade now has been all talk, no show.
Yeah.
That's what they have been. But there's no doubt that they have to rebound. They have to get better. They have to play better.
And here's the thing with the team. I'm not really going to believe this entirely because, I mean, I tried already. They recognize that. They recognize the position that they're in.
How do you not? How do you not?
They recognize the bed that they have made. Now they have to lay in it. But I'd rather try to get out of that bed and find a way to get out the house and adventure myself and go on about my day and, you know, go for some success. You know what I'm saying? We'll see if the Steelers can find a way to do it. They got the Bengals next week.
That they do.
We got to prepare for the Bengals now. We got to hope that the Browns can beat the Ravens. If you believe in miracles, today didn't work. Maybe next week will. I don't know. Maybe the Christmas present will be rerouted. Maybe it'll be delivered later on. Maybe we have to wait.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know about that
I
one.
don't know.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know. But now our focus is on the Bengals. Beating the Bengals and preventing ourselves from getting any lower into the playoff bracket. We're already as low as we can be. And unfortunately, we can go lower.
I say every time when it comes to the Steelers in this predicament, the only way is up because all you can do is live and learn. All you can do is get better from this. Learn from this and get better.
Yeah.
Work on your craft. Get better. But every time I say that, they always go down. And they go further down. They just keep on digging. They don't stop. They keep on digging. It sucks.
It sucks, man. It sucks as a Steelers fan. It sucks that we're here towards the end of December on Christmas, nonetheless, and we're going right back to what we said last year and the year before that and the year before that and the year before that, and we are on record for saying the same things years ago for those seasons because we saw the vision, and now it's looking like the same case all over again.
Yeah.
Digital Dust says Russ is looking limited. He is not unlimited right now. He needs to limit the turnovers.
He's not cooking.
He needs to limit the turnovers.
And this ride that we're on, this is horrible. If this is what Broncos fans had to deal with, then holy crap.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as the ride with Pickett, but I mean, same principle.
I don't know, man. I ain't gonna go there. But with that being said, I think we're gonna call it a stream, man. It's 7:15. We're gonna go enjoy the rest of our Christmas. Unfortunately, there were 2 blowout games today, so there wasn't much to enjoy in terms of a football world today on Christmas. As a Steelers fan, there definitely wasn't anything to enjoy. There's not any positive coming out of this game. The only positive I can think of is Jalen Warren's a dog. He needs more playing time. That's about it. That's the only positive I got out of that game.
Get that man more playing time.
If you're not down with that,
Whoa.
we've got 2 words for you.
Russ reminded me of Mitch Trubisky. He's not that bad.
No.
He's definitely turning the ball over like Mitch right now, but he's not that bad.
He doesn't make one read.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, he doesn't. But he needs to be better. Russ definitely needs to be better. Coaching definitely needs to be better.
Got to get better.
Maybe they can learn from this, but I'm not getting my hopes up at the end of the day. But we got to focus on the Bengals now. That's not until January 4th or 5th. That's not until next year. That's not until the first weekend of 2025. So they still got 10 days to rest. They got a nice little mini bye again. They got 10 days to focus on what they got to do and how to win this game and prepare. And not only for this game, but bounce off of all this and get ready for the playoffs. The Bengals are still ahead, but you also got to prepare to fix this for the playoffs. They got some time to do it. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what they can do.
Only the future will tell us the truth about the Steelers. I mean, the truth is already kind of out, but we'll see what is going to come in the next couple of days or the next couple of weeks, rather.
As we're on to Cincinnati for the regular season finale for the Pittsburgh Steelers at home at Heinz Field still.
We're at home, and that might be the last home game of the season. I don't know. I hope not, but odds are it might be.
Yeah.
Odds are it might be. But no positive coming out of this. It's just all bad, and it's looking like same shit, different year. Same old Steelers. Here we go again, right? Here we go, Steelers. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, buddy. with that being said, we're going to get on out of here. Appreciate you guys for joining us as always, man, on Christmas. Hope you guys enjoyed the family time, enjoyed the gifts, enjoyed the football if you tried to enjoy it. Hope you guys had a great holiday, man. Merry Christmas to you guys. With that being said, that's the stream. That's the recap. You know, next time you guys will see us will be probably later this week if we have something in mind. Most definitely next week for the Bengals preview. We'll discuss it. We'll have some extra content now, that's for sure. So keep in mind for that. Keep those notifications on. But
stay tuned.
Otherwise, you guys enjoy the rest of your holiday. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you guys so much. Let us know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below if you guys are watching the replay or just you guys want to put your opinions on after the stream goes end. So feel free to do so. Thanks to you guys. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring with us on this live stream. Take advantage of the 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 and 125% on your next 2 deposits when you use the promo code YouTube150 when signing up at BetUS.com today. Take advantage of that, plus all the other great perks from our friends over at BetUS. So shout out to them for sponsoring with us on this live stream. Shout out to you guys for joining us as always. Appreciate you guys, man. See you next time. Here we go, Steelers. We got to be better.
And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace.